Students, this is Sudeep Yadav from Spectrum Chemistry, and students, today we are going to discuss a new chapter in this video, and it will be the first part of this chapter. So let's start, students, and the chapter name is which we are going to discuss today, that is the light. So let's start, students. Light traveling along a straight line. So this is a very important feature of the light, that light can travel in a straight line. So how we can prove it? By seeing the phenomena around us, like a beam of the sunlight enters a room through a narrow opening or a hole, and beams of light coming out from the headlamps of cars, scooters, engines, torch, etc. From the above examples, we can conclude that light can travel along a straight line. And we can do an activity also to justify this statement, that if you will be hold a pipe and when you will be look towards the burning candle, so you will find that the path of the light it will be visible to you. But if you will tilt the one end of the pipe and then you will try to see the path of the light, you will be unable to see it. So means it can conclude, you can conclude from this activity that light will travel in a straight line. Okay, so come to the next point beta, that is reflection of light. Whenever light hits an object, it is either absorbed or reflected back. So this is the reflection of the light. And reflection of the light can be defined as the phenomena of an object throws back the light that falls on it. Hence, the reflection of light changes its path. And due to the reflection, we can see all the objects. If suppose to in the room where you are sitting, okay, and there is a no light, so you can't see any object, whatever the objects are exist in the room. But if there is a light, so you can observe all the things. Why? Because due to the reflection, if the light is existing in the room, so the light will reflect from these all objects which are existing in the room, and you can see that all object. Why? Because due to the reflection of the light. Now come to the next point beta, that is a mirror. A mirror is generally any shiny surface that can reflect back light. And mirror will be two types, that is a mirror that has a plane surface is called a plane mirror, and a mirror that is curved. It either bulks in or out, okay, is called a curved mirror. So students, you can see in this figure, you can see in the first figure that activity which I have discussed to you, and in the second there is a plane mirror and there is a reflection is going on, you can see in this figure clearly. Now come to the next point, that is what is image and how is it formed and how will it form. As a mirror reflects light, an image of the object that is in front of the mirror is formed on it, because due to the reflection of the light. The image of an object can be defined as the impression of the object created by the light on the mirror. Means whatever the object is in front of the mirror, its image will form on the mirror. Why? Due to the reflection will takes place from your body or from the object okay, and it will be strike on the mirror and it will convert into a image. So the image of an object can be defined as the impression of the object created by the light on the mirror. This is the explanation for this statement. The distance between the image and the mirror and the object and the mirror always remains the same. So whatever the distance of the object which will be exist in just in front of the mirror, so same distance of the image will form on the mirror. Okay, if you increased or decrease the distance between the object and the mirror, the distance between the image and the mirror also increases or decreases respectively. So this is very important point. Now come to the next point beta. However, the size of the image formed on the mirror can vary with respect to the distance between the object and the mirror. So the image is dependent on the distance which will form on the mirror. If the distance between the object and the mirror increases, the size of the image decreases, and the vice versa. Means if the distance will decrease, so the size of the image will increase. An image is said to be the erect if the image is formed the same side up as that of the object. So this will be the erect image. And if the image will be inverted, so it will be the just opposite side up of the object. So this is the inverted image. Okay, so here you can see both kinds of the image. There is the inverted image and there is the erect image. Left right inversion of the image. So the image formed by the mirror is always left right inverted. This means that the right side of the object appears as the left side of the image, and the right side of the object appears at the right side of the image. So this is the left right inversion of the object. And how can we justify it? So when you will be stand just in front of the mirror, and when you will be raise your right hand side, so you will find your image will be left hand side image will form on the mirror. And if you will be stand with the left hand side, so it will be right hand side image will form. So this is the left right inversion of the image. Why the word ambulance is painted on the ambulance or printed on the ambulance left right inverted? This is because the left right inversion of the image or on a mirror, the word ambulance written as a left right inverted would therefore be read easily by the drivers of the vehicle ahead of the ambulance. In its rear view mirror, the rear view mirror will again invert the word left right wise, so it will be readable. The laws of the reflection of the light. So this is very important point, that the incident ray that will be falls on the mirror, the light ray that falls on the reflecting surface or the mirror is called the incident ray. Now the reflected ray, the light ray that gets reflected back or the bounce back from a reflecting surface is called the reflected ray. And the normal, it is a line that is perpendicular to the reflected plane at the point of the incident, that is the incident ray. So this is the law of reflection. Now here is a law of reflection, that is the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal ray to the mirror at the same point of the incidence all lies in the same plane. So this is the first law of reflection. And the second one, the angle of the incidence is equal to the angle of the reflection. Means if in this figure the angle of the incidence ray will be 30 degree, So the refracted ray angle will also be 30 degree in angle. Okay, so the angle of the incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Now types of the reflection. On the basis of the surface, reflections can be classified on the two types, that is a diffused reflection or the regular reflections. So diffused reflection, in this type of the reflection, the light rays that falls on the surface are reflected back in different directions irregularly. This generally happens in the case of an irregular or the rough surface. So means if there is a rough surface, so reflection will be diffused reflection. And the regular reflection, what will be the condition? In this type of the reflection, the light rays that falls on the surface of the reflecting object reflect back in a particular direction. The reflected rays are always parallel to each other. This generally happens in case of the smooth and the shiny surface. So here you can see the figures of the regular reflection and the irregular reflections. So this is very important, and irregular reflection is also known as diffused reflection. So I hope students you must have enjoyed this video.